Oz Scalemodeling, and welcome to this Panzer tank build by Tamiya. And this is actually a group build. It's my first group build, but this is my first tank build. And the group build is with Simon from Hibbo's Modelling Bench and Jason from Oz Scalemodeling, and links to both their YouTube channels are down in the description below. So we've also, this is part one of this build. As you'll see, it's still in the box. I have done an unboxing of this. You can go visit the playlist on my channel and watch the unboxing to see what we're heading into and what it all comes with. This is the 1/35 scale Tamiya tank. I won't go into too much detail because it's all in the unboxing. But yeah, so it should be interesting. I'm a little bit nervous because, like I said, it's my first time building a tank. Never done one of these before. But I'm quite confident we'll get some sort of result out of it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell to get notified of each video as they come out. And you're very welcome to go through and have a look at what other builds I've got. And also, your comments are welcome. I'm sure that I'll get quite a few tips and suggestions and for what I'm doing here. And of course, give us a thumbs up as well if you like the video. So let's open this up and have a look at what I'm faced with. Okay, so we have instructions. Here's all our sprues. Now I've decided there's two versions in here. So we've got the North Russian version in the German grey, and then we have the North African version, which is in this desert color. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to source the paint. I need the Tamiya XF90, I think it is, 83. It's a light brown, and I've had to order that online. Now, because all these parts are brown anyway, I was just going to put it together and call it done. But obviously that's not good enough. And you know, I do want to do well in this group build. So I will be painting it. I have paint coming. I also have some black Mr. Surfacer 1500. And also there was something else I ordered too. Oh, some flesh color, because this comes with the figures as well. So I bought some flesh colored paint. Yeah. All right, so I won't be needing that for a while. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I've had a brief look at this, not a very detailed look. But in fact, I haven't had much of a look at all, like I should. But I do know to start from step one. And usually you can't go wrong that way, because I don't want to build it backwards. That just wouldn't work. Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do, because my eyesight's not that good, and I can't see the letters of the sprues too well, as you can see, probably can't either. This is sprue E, that one is A. So what I'm going to do is, I might use a texter, maybe if I just outline the letters on there. How about that? A. That'll work. Can you see that? A? Yeah, I can see that A. Yep, that's what I'll do. I was going to, usually I get some masking tape and write the letter on, but I'll just do it this way. There's B. All good. All right, I'm going to go through all this. There's the hull of the tank. As I discovered, they are called a hull on tanks. So I've got that bit of terminology right. Yeah. There's quite a lot of sprues in here. There's a lot of pieces. I think down under here we've got, there's some little plastic bits in there. There's some cable, which I'm told is for tow cable in the bags there. There's also some cotton, which I think would be used for rope. We've also got some decals, small little decal sheet here. Just the basic stuff on there for a tank, I suppose. So yeah, the rest is just your normal tech tips and other Tamiya stuff. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to go right on all these sprues. You don't need to watch me doing that. And then we'll come back. I'll grab myself a cup of coffee and we'll get stuck into step one. Okay? All right. Back shortly, guys. Okay, so we're back. Sprues are labeled. And now we're going to take off a few pieces. So step one is actually starting on the rear of the tank. And it's round where the muffler is for the exhaust. So what they're asking is the main section is part B24, which will be this one here. That's where we've got to mount the first lot of parts to. So we'll take this piece off. Just cut that off. And there we go, there's that bit. And then we need, what's that, C39, C38, and C37, which is not this sprue here. Okay, so here we have, okay, this probably is the actual exhaust itself. Not sure, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. So C39 and C38 is these two. Just whip those off. C38 is this one. C31, C38. And then there's a piece that goes in between the two of them, which is C37, which will be that one there. Okay, so we can put that aside. There's a couple more. There's an E31. There's two E31s. Might as well keep going with the parts I need. So back to sprue E, like that. There it is. We want 31 is this little panel here. There's two of them. So we'll take that off there. 31. And there's actually two of these sprues, which will be this one here. And we go, 31 is on here. Now, something I already noticed, not that I pick faults or anything, but this is sprue E and this is sprue B, but they're exactly the same. Unless I've put the wrong letter on there. Maybe I did that. I think I might have done that. Yeah, I did too. I lettered it wrong. I put B when it should be E. All right, I'll cut that bit out. No, I won't. All right, so we need the second piece off here. It's those two. Then we need C49 and 48. Let's have a look at that. C49, 48 are these two here. Good. I'll leave little bits on the end here that I'll clean up after. I'll just make sure these won't get mixed up. No, they're only going to go on one way, I'm pretty sure. It's that one. It's probably 9. It's that one. 49. Yeah. Okay. So that was easy. That's all the parts we need for step 1. Just need to put some together now, but first I'll have to clean up these. You'll notice I'm using a separate cutting mat on top because I'm still in the process of doing another model. So when I've finished working on this and filming, I can just take everything and move it aside and then bring it back when I need. Also, I'm going to keep everything in containers, little plastic containers. I'll even have some paper towels here just to line the container so pieces don't go bouncing around in there and get damaged. So that's going to go like that. Going to go there. Yeah. So if there's things like subsections and things like that, they can stay in the container. But that just keeps things from being protected and not being lost. All right. Okay, so far so good. I'm ready to clean these up. I won't do that on camera because that's just a bit repetitive. Or is just simply tidy up all the little sprue bits that are left on there. And when we come back, we'll glue our first bits together. Okay, back shortly. Okay, we're back with all the pieces all tidied up now. Got all the sprue bits cut off and everything sanded back so it's all flush. No sign of anything on there, so all cleaned up. So now we need to join up these 2 pieces, or 3 pieces. So we've got this little bit here, which has this piece sit inside. And you really can't get them wrong. I've noticed that everything's positioned where it's supposed to go, like, and keyed, as they say. That's going to be glued into there, and this will be glued on top, and it can only go one way as well because there's 2 location pins that go into the spots to go there, which I'm thinking, well, do I even need to glue that piece in? Because when this goes down over the top like that, pretty much exactly like that, that's going to hold it there, isn't it? So let me just check on that. Just checking how well that fits together, and it looks good to me. Yeah, I was just thinking I will just put a touch of glue in there anyway, just to be sure that it's going to be right. And we're just going to go like that. Dum, dum. That's all it needs. That's going to spread through. And then this one will go on top. And there's the location pins. That's it there. It's good. So once again, just give that a touch of the glue in there. And a bit around the sides. Should be fine. Just put a little bit on the end there too. Yeah. Okay. Now, so that will go on here, and there's 2 little holes there where that's going to go, which means there should be, and there is, location pins underneath. And that's going to sit like that, which it does. See? Very good. Should I do that now? Yes? Yes, okay. All right. What I'm going to do is, because this is, I'm just going to touch it underneath where the pins, because they actually go right through. See where the holes are, where they are there. And that should dry like that, and we're good to go. Now the other pieces here, we've got what's this one? 49 and 48. So that's these. Go on either end. I think they go up on there somehow. Need to have a closer look at these instructions. All right. Check that. That's going to go in there. Look at that. Easy. Hey? Who said this tank building was hard? Well, we shall see. So if that's going to go into there, and the same with the other piece on the other side, yeah, that looks good. So we'll just give that a touch of cement in there. And we can put this one in here. And again, location pins, there's a little indent on the side of that, which can only go in one way on there, for that to sit flush in there, which will be pretty much just like that. That's in. All good. And now we got these two pieces, which go on the top here somewhere. It's going to go like that. Is that right? Yep. That one will go like that, and the other one will go in this end. Very good. Touch that. Just let that, hold that there, a bit of pressure so the glue goes around. Perfect. Then we go that one in there. Sorry, I've got to try and stay on camera. And that one's on there. Okay. Always remember, put the cap back on the glue. I've only ever had one spill in 2 years, so that's a good thing. Didn't damage any kit parts, but certainly made a mess of my bench. Right, so let's have a look here. Now you're wondering, that's a little piece of glue tack. I just thought I might need that to hold things in position while I glue them, but I didn't, so I'll put that aside. So I think that's step one done. And it is. Fantastic. So now we need to look at step two. Rear panel 2, they're calling it. So we're working on the same panel. There's a couple of pieces here. It looks like we need to drill a hole or two. It's showing them in actual size, so that's handy. There's a 1.2 millimeter hole that needs to go. Well, let's get the pieces off the sprue first. So there's just 2 pieces, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And have to note direction on that. Okay, so I'll get them off the sprue, which are C28. C28. I'm just going to move this into the box where it's safe. 28 is C28. There it is there. Get that off. One. C28. It's off. And then we need F49. F49. Oh, there's a tiny one there. Okay, just see that there. Take that off. There it is. So, okay, so this is where we've got to put a hole. And it's telling us exactly where. I'll just show you another quick tip I do too, is I use little black pieces of cardboard like this to keep my little pieces on, just so that I know where they are, because it's so easy to move your hands around your cutting mat and brush things with your sleeve or the bottom of your hand and pick things up and lose them. If I keep that on there, I know to stay away. I'm not going to lose it. All right, so let's have a look at these holes we've got to make. 1.2 millimeter hole, I can do that. It's got to be 1.4 millimeters from the top down. So from the top down, 1.4 mil and 10 millimeters in. So this is 20 millimeters long, and it needs to be done at the center. So what I'll do is I'll just get my my ruler is here. Check that, yes, it is 20 millimeters across, 10 each, yep. Okay, so I'll make a mark of where that holes needs to be and then how far down, and then we'll know where to drill it. I have my little drills over here, which are these ones, with my drill bit and drill, and we need to get a 1.2 millimeter drill. Let's see, we got in here. And 1.2 is there. Take that one out. Sorry, I'm still getting off camera. I'll have to mark the mat for the edge so I know. So there's our 1.2 mil drill bit. That will replace the one that's in there, which was, I think that was a 0.2 mil. I was using that on another kit. I don't need that in there. Take that out. Right. Drop that in there. I need a better one of these. This was a cheap one, and it's yeah, it's not the most accurate for holding these things. I do know that the website that I get a lot of my stuff from, Icky Sticky, has actually just got new kits in. I noticed where you can buy the set of these drill bits and these hand drills. Yeah, probably worth investing in. I'll have a look at that next week. There we go. But yeah, this one's seen better days. So, okay, close this up. I'm not a very, well, I tend to spread stuff around a bit. I don't want to lose things, so I keep them in place. So that's good. So to measure this, we can do this. Have a look. Give myself a pencil. We want to measure 10 mil, which is, just going to get this as accurate as possible. 10 mils to that there. And then we want to, it's going to be exactly in the center of that. So it's 8 mil. So we want, of course, there 4 mil. That's that. And we want to go, how low was it down? 1.4. Gosh, 1.4 mil down, which is going to be pretty much at the bottom of that line right there. Okay, that looks good. Now, what I want to do too is just check what's going to, so that piece here will go in there, and it says note directions, so I have to make sure it's correctly facing the right way. Yeah, and the hole goes through both. You can see how that's split. It's like two panels there together, so it's got to go through both of them. I'm just wondering whether I should bring out my little vise or whether I could just do this here on the bench. I'll do it here on the bench. I'll just get something to put underneath it so I don't go putting holes in my cutting mat. In fact, first of all, I'm going to trim these off, get the sprue off these and tidy them up a bit. And I'll be back after I've done that. Maybe I'll drill the hole off camera too. We'll see. Back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. And I've cleaned them up and I've drilled half of it, so I didn't want you to miss out the whole thing. So let's drill the other half of it. Sorry, I can't avoid my fingers in the way. We're just going to go through, so I don't go through my mat. There we go. It's coming out now. There we go. Okay. Exactly where I want it, nice and center. Okay, put that away. All right, that was easy. Now, oops, sorry, I keep bumping things. I'm wearing my vision magnifiers, and it sort of distorts your view of things. Okay, so now we're going to make sure this is going to go in the right way, and pretty sure both sides are the same. So yeah, I'll clear out a bit of the stuff inside here, a bit of plastic. It's better. Right, now this little piece going in there. And there she is, and that's supposed to face that way. There we go. Looks good to me. Then this piece will go on here. So we bring this back over. Put it there. That's it. So this here where the hole is, looks like, yeah, that's where that's going to go. We'll just do a quick test fit. I know I haven't glued that in yet, but I just wanted to check. Oh, I see. Yes, it will fit in there. Bit of persuasion. Let me just check from the other side. yeah. It's going to go like that. Where they want it. That's it. Yeah. Cool. I think that went in. Yep. All right, that's good. Of course, I've got to glue that. And then there's two more pieces that go over into the back, into here, which I haven't got off the sprue yet. C7 and C2. All right. I'm just a little bit concerned at how that's sitting in there. I'll just double check that off camera while I get the other pieces off the other sprue. Okay, be back in a second. Okay, so I did notice that it wasn't sitting in at right angle, and I thought, didn't look like it was sitting in there properly. Then I turned the piece around and realized that, oh, it does go in, but it only goes one way. So, and that's sitting in there perfectly now. And all I did was just pull the pin out, put it in the other way around, and it's all good. So now I can glue this in, which I'll do now. Glue. Touch that there, just touch it in there. And sorry, I bumped the camera. It's not an earthquake. Just hold that in position, let that glue settle. And then the little handle that's in there, I've just got to make sure that's at the angle they want it at. That's sitting in there like it should be. That's pretty much it there. Yeah, there we go. Just touch that on the inside there. Boom. Up in this camera again. All right. And that should be in place. There we go. Just a little bit of glue on the ends there. From underneath. Why not? There we go. Done. All right, now we've got these other pieces, C2 and C7. C2 is really, really tiny. C2 and C7. It looks like a fuel cap. I think it is. Interesting. C7. Yeah, it is too. Look at those. Can you see how small they are? So I need to get... Camera seems to be behaving for me today. That off and that. So that sits on the piece down there, and that's a little cap that sits on top. So it looks like a access point for either fuel or oil or something. Yeah, so we very carefully get these off without them flicking down to the carpet monster. Fortunately, I have black carpet, so it's not too hard to spot things if they go down into that part of the world below. Drop that there. There it is. And then number 7 is this one. There it goes. All right. I'm just going to move that over there. These are tiny, aren't they? Okay. So let me just clean that up a little bit. That's right. This is where the blue tack comes in handy. Just stick the blue tack down there. I'll point that in the top, hold it in place. There we go. And there's our little fuel cap, which does not need to be cleaned up. I managed to cut that off just right. Yep. And that's going to go on top of that. How about that? I wonder if my wax pencil will pick that up. I use this for photo etch. Oh yeah, look at that. Brilliant. It's going to go on there like that. Good stuff. And I'll give that a touch with this. There we go. Whoa. Oop. There it is. There we go, fuel caps on. Now, get all these tools out of my way. I won't need that again for a while. Pencil can go away. You ever find the clutter builds up around you when you're model building? Okay, we'll just check, make sure that is on tight. Yep, I'm just going to give it another, just for the sake of testing. There we go. That's on. So now we'll bring out our piece again. And this goes in a little round hole just in there. And it goes in a certain direction. Yes, it goes like that. Just do a quick test fit. Yeah. It's going to go in there. Perfect. So what I'll do is I'll just hold that there like that. Like the rest of it, glue them from underneath. Punch that in the hole there. There we go. Make sure that's down. There we go. Done. All right. That's good. Now we're moving over to what looks like the muffler. Have a look at here. So we've done that. Moving over to the muffler. Now obviously this needs to be painted. So I have to check what colour paint I've got. They've got mixing ratios here. So we've got like 1 part XF56 to 2 parts XF64. 1 part 56, 264. So all of it's to be painted that. So I have to go check what I've got. I don't think either of those are the actual tank color, which I don't have. So we may be able to paint them, but either way, we're going to put this together before we paint it. It looks like. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So all these are on the C sprue. Well, let's grab that first. I'll put this back in its box out of the way. That aside, move out glue tack. So C sprue, we want number 55 and 56, those two. We'll just nip those off. 1, 2, that's the top and bottom of the muffler that will get glued together. That drop down there. 1, 2. Then we need number 62, which will be this one here. And then we need number 61, which is that one there. All good. And then we need 63. There's 63 down there. There we go. That's it. Yep. All right. So, as before, I'll go give these a sand and a trim, get them all cleaned up, and we'll come back and take a look at them going together. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, back again, guys. Now I've got all these pieces all cleaned up. And I checked the paint for these, and it's just metallic and a rust color. So what I'll do is I'll put these together as per the instructions, but we won't be fitting it to the tank as it says to do, because I'll paint these separate, and this can be put on after the tank itself has been sprayed, as far as I can tell. So yeah, the exhaust can stay off, and I can work on how I'm going to do that. It's going to be like a rusty color, and yeah, so we'll glue it together as per the instructions. It's quite easy, really. I think we just got to put these two together here, and that's going to go like that. Again, they can only go one way, which is the right way. I just wanted to check where that hole is there to make sure that that little piece will go in there, and it needs to sit like that. So yeah, that's good. So they can go on after this is glued together. This looks like a nice, neat little fit. It does need to be held fairly tight together. So what I might do is just check the end piece here. Number 62 is this one, and that's going to go on here. And again, there's a location tab for it, so it can only go one way, like that. In fact, that's such a nice tight fit that I can do that now, actually. Let's see if the other end fits in just as well. Just make sure that's pointing the right direction, which it is. Good. We put this one on here. Obviously it has to be pointing the right direction, like as I said, there's location tabs. Same with that as well. That's going to go like that. There it is. It's good. So I'll spread some extra thin around. See, that's holding it nice and tight for me. I was going to keep bumping that camera. I was going to get a couple of little pegs. I've got these little pegs here to hold pieces together while you're gluing them, but won't be needed now. So make sure they're pushed on properly. That is. So let's get a bit of extra thin on there. Touch that there. Touch that on there. I'll run some down this seam here, like that. There we go. And then it's just a matter of popping that piece in the hole there. Just don't want to get glue where it's not supposed to go. So this one, come on, gotcha. It's just going to pop in there. That's going to go like that. So I'll just put a bit of glue on there. Got to do something about this. It's the light ring that sticks out close to me. I'll have to make some adjustments. All right, just touch that there and there. Done. All right, so that's the muffler by the looks of it. And let's have a look where we are in the instructions. So we've just done that. Now that's step 2 is finished. Other than it being painted, that's okay. We'll come back because there you can see there where it gets fitted, which is what we're not going to do. I'll make sure that during the build, as things get added around the place, that it can still be added later. So we'll move down now and get on to, well, they call this step 3 attaching the muffler, but there's some other pieces here that are separate that I can put on without actually attaching that. So let's get those pieces off the sprue. We'll put this aside in our little box and have a look for sprue C. And we want parts C20 and C21, which are very tiny. There they are there. Just those two there. And again, I don't think they have little location points on them as well. Yeah, so I really can't get that wrong. All right, so we'll take them off. It's 20 and 21. I'll just keep them separate anyway, just to be sure. 20 and 21, that's 20 and 21. And then we need sprue E. Okay. So of this we're going to need E7, E6 and another E7. Oh, there's two E6s. Okay, so E6 is that there. Love the small stuff, eh? There's that one. That's number 6. Put that over there. Then we need number 7, which is almost as small. 7. And then we need the same again, because there's 2 of these sprues. And let me take them off here. 6 and E7. All right, and that's it for that. All right. So I guess again, I'll clean up all these pieces now, and they're going to be attached to that undercarriage for the rear of the tank. Saying on here there's a little notch to make sure it's trimmed off, and that's the way that was connected to the sprue during the during the cleanup. Yeah, you can see that little tab sticking out on the bottom there. That's got to be trimmed off. Obviously that would interfere with the fit. Yeah, and then they all go onto here. Turning it that way, these will connect, I think it's here and here at each end. Yeah, they do. So the large one goes on there with the little cap on it, and the same on there with the cap on it. Good. All right, I'll give that a tidy up, and we'll come back and do that. Then there's a front panel to do here. Yeah, which will go on here eventually in the next step. We haven't got to that yet, but there'll be this panel here next. All right. Okay, I'll do this and I'll come back in a second. Okay, back again. Got all the pieces all trimmed up there. Just checked where they're all going to go, so I'll put that sorted. These little here look like some sort of like handles or levers, and they've got to sit one there and one there. There's location pins on them, so that makes it easier. And that's going to sit like that. All right. So to do that, I'm going to put just a dab of the glue on there. And we'll pop that on there. That's it there, one I think. Yep. It's on. Oh, I'm doing it off camera again, aren't I? I have to get that right. Okay. And we'll do it here. Take that, pop it on there. Show it straight. It's on. Yep, looks good. Now these pieces, we put, one will go in there, like that, with the little cap on the end. Just going to check that myself off camera. Yeah, that's fine. There's no location pin, you can't go wrong. It's only going to go one way. Sit on that surface. Oh, it's going to mess up with me. Okay. All right. Let me try another. I'm going to try another angle with this camera. All right. I'll be back in one sec. Okay, that's a bit better. So now I'm actually looking down through the hoop from above, and I'm not going to bump anything. All right. So we'll get another bit of extra thin. Just put a little over there. We'll take that. It's going to go on there, like that. Then we'll put the cap on the end. Touch that there. There we go. I'm going to do the same on the other end. Okay. On there. Cap's going to go on there. If I can pick it up. Gosh. There we go. It looks good. Just make sure that's on properly. Yeah, just give that a little bit more. There. Okay. Done. So that's complete now, other than the exhaust muffler, which actually sits in here. So we could just test fit it and have a look and see what it goes on like. So there's our pins, and they go into there, and that's going to sit on there like that, pretty much. Yeah, but because all of this will be the tank color except for the muffler, and I'll be doing that separate. I'll paint that separate. But yeah, that fits in there nicely. All right, good. So I'll pop that aside and pop that aside, and then we'll move on to this panel here. So we need B8, E9, 10, and E9. So two of those, one for each side, and B8. All right. So B8 first, biggest piece. And we have B8 is, there it is there. Put it on. And that's B8 there. So you just take that off. Sorry, stabbing you in the face with my nippers, not good. Right, B8, and we got some like little clamps that will go on the top in that position, in those little slots there. All right, I'm going to get them off the sprue and we'll come back. Okay, back shortly. Okay, so I've cleaned those pieces. I've put them in where they're going to go. They're just dry fitted in there. And now I'm just going to glue them in and that piece will be done. And then that will be step 3 done. That's all good. So I'll do that and be back in about 5 seconds. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second for you guys. All right, back in a sec. Right, so they're glued in. Perfect fit, as usual, all good. Now, I'll put that aside because now in this step, we move on to, well, step 3 is done now. So that's all good. Right, now, step 4. Now, I had a quick look at this and that front section we just did, we can't put on yet because these need to go in a certain order, 1 and 2. So these, which are the gear cases, there's one on each side, they need to be put on before this goes on. Okay, so obviously that's the order. So now we need to get out the lower hull. So we'll have a look at that. And then we need to do some of these. They call this gear cases, but they look like brakes. They do look like brakes, but anyway, it says gear cases, that's what we'll call them. Yeah, all right, so I'll get the hull out, which is easy because it's not on a sprue. And there it is. So we'll have that one is, so obviously that's the front. And we're doing the gear cases, which are going to go where these 2 holes here are on each side. And that looks strange. They're not in the same place on each side. I wonder if that's right. Oh, it must be right. Yeah, it is. Maybe it's so you don't get the left and right mixed up, that the location points are different. But they definitely got to go attached to these 2 holes here, which are same with those 2 holes there. Okay, so first of all, we need to get the gear cases. It says make 2. So we need sprue E, we need 29, 28, 29 and 30. Okay, easy. 28, 29, 30 sprue E. Where are we? Here we go. So there's, well, here they are all together, so that makes it easy too. That. It's nice that when they keep things in order. Just move this out of the way. That was just, I'll move that up a bit. Okay. So we'll take these off. 1, 2, 3. Because we've got to make 2 of them, there'll be some on the other sprue as well. Yep. Move them over. There. Cut these the right way. 28, 29, 30. It's there. And we also, they actually attach to these two pieces. So we do have obviously a left and right. And we need to get C14 and C35. So let me grab C14. That looks like it there. That's interesting. So C14 and C35, completely different numbers side to side, but they're the ones we want. Now, they look exactly the same. Oh no, I think there's one's got a little bit of a difference. Just check. Oh, there you go. Look, that makes it easy. They've actually put left and right on the inside there. Is it going to focus for me? Focus camera. And you can see that. Anyway, there. So they're left and right. So no problem. We might as well, we'll take them off. Go this. 2. And 14 is 1. There. Good. All right. So here they're just saying to make sure that all those tabs there are trimmed off properly, because they'll interfere with attaching it. And that's how they go together. So what I'll do now is I'll go trim all these pieces up as usual, as we do, and I'll come back and we'll start constructing these little gearboxes. Why they call them a gearbox? Gear cases. Okay, back in a sec. All right, so I'm just going to show you here. I've got I cleaned up these little pieces, and I've just going to show you here how they're attached. So there's those three. I'm making 2 of them, and this is the first one here. And that's how they're attached. Now, what I've got to do is hold them with these alligator clips, because they're a little bit tricky to get in place, but there are, again, connection points for everything, and you can't go wrong. So that's fine. So what I'll do now is I'll just clean up those 3, and they'll be right. I've already cleaned up these, so they're done. And what happens is these, this fits onto the side of these. So it's going to sit around here on the side of that. Okay, all good. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be back when I've done those ones there. Okay, back in a sec. All right, back again. So these are all glued together. Not too difficult, a little fiddly. That's okay. So now we need to put them onto here. And it's quite simple, really. All that does there is just sit over that, and they lock in place pretty much. There's little location bits in the bottom, so you can't get it wrong. That's going to go in there like that. So it's going to sit there like that. See it better that way. There we go. That's it. So all I do now is just touch a little bit of glue under there, and it'll be good. Just make sure it's sitting in there firm. I'm doing it off camera again, sorry. There we go. So I just put some extra thin around that, and that's that one done then. There we go. Now you'll notice, see, there's a little gap in there. So I'm fairly sure that the Mr. Servicer will fill that. Won't be a problem at all. They're both like that. They both have that little gap. That one, not so much. but I think the glue automatically filled it. So we'll grab this one now, we'll put that on there. Well, it helps if I put it on the right end. So that's going to go there like that. Just going to clip in there. That's going to go on like that there. All right, so this. Okay. A little spot you can see there came off the alligator clip. There was a bit of excess paint that, but it's underneath, so it's not going to be seen at all. It'll be fine. And that's on. And you can see that gap isn't as noticeable on this one, but it'll fill. No problem. All right. Oh, there you go. Those two are done. So put them back on here. Look at our instructions. I'll bring this up a little bit. There we go. All right. So it's done. That's done. We've got our left and right ones done. Come down to here. Now we need to fit them on the side of the hull. Now the only thing is, and this also goes on there as well, that we made up earlier. Now the problem is, I don't know if I need to paint this hull before I fit these on. So let's just have a look at how that's going to go on there. Here's our hull. That's that one. So this will be the right one, which is, that's the left. There's the right one there. And it has the little location tabs underneath. So that's good. So we just got to position that like that. Get that in. There we go. Yep. So that's going to sit in place like that. So I don't see any reason why that can't go on. There's nothing that I have to worry about getting any paint underneath there. It sits flush against the hull there. So that can go on. But the back piece is actually going to cover in there. So let's have a quick bit of that. It will go this way. And there's location spots for them for that as well. And that's going to go in there. Just check. Pretty much like that. I think. Looks about right. There's a gap under there. I don't know if that's supposed to be there. There's a bit of movement there. It's hard to tell. I do believe that gap is meant to be there. But where that sits, not too sure. You can see, oops, sorry. So you can see there's some movement there. So I'm going to have a look at this off camera so I can see better and then decide how that's going to, whether that can go on now or if I should be painting the hull before it goes on. Yeah. All right. I'll just double check on this and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I just test fitted everything and it looks like we can finish everything here on step 4. There's no need to leave anything off. This is going to sit flush on there like that. We've got one to go on the other side. This front panel, get back in there. Where are we? Here. the location. There they are. Okay, then there's this front panel here, which I keep bumping it, don't I? We'll go on there and slide to there. And that lip is supposed to be like that because I went ahead, excuse me, went ahead to check and took this piece off to make sure that's going to fit in there, and it will perfectly. All right, so that's good. All right, so let's glue this on. Get this one glued on. First, I'll just put a couple of drops inside the. Yeah, stop bumping the camera. A couple of drops in here. 1, 2. And then what I'll do is I'll just put a little bit under here, just there and there. Let that wick its way through. That's good. And then this one will go over this side. There it is there. That doesn't look right, does it? But it has to be, because it's at the... I guess they are at different angles. I suppose that's right, hey? This doesn't seem right. That's on, and that's on. Oh, right. That's why. The location's not right. See, I didn't have that in its place. There it is there. Now we're good. I'll hold this. Okay. That in there. Same on this side here. That should be enough. I'm just wondering if I should run some glue like around the edge of there as well. But it seems like it's enough. It's amazing how well this extra thin wicks its way around. But that's on, that's definitely on. Good, no problem. All right, progressing nicely. Now we just need to put this on the front, which should go in here. And it should go in here. Make sure we don't do it upside down. That's going to sit like that and like that. All locked in. Fantastic. Yeah, that's definitely in the right spot. Let's get that locked in. Lock it in. Okay. Run some in there. There. I'm wondering about running some along there as well. just do a real light brush. Good. I might actually put a couple of pegs in there just for a while to hold it. We want this to glue down nice and solidly. And where those pins are on the inside there, give them a bit of glue in there as well. There we go, leave that there. All right, done. So that's step 4. Now we're still working on the lower hull here for step 5. And that's going to include return rollers, they call them. We have to make up, looks like 4 of those. Well, it says 8, obviously, yes, for both sides. So this is one side, this is the other side. These A22s need to go on, but they should be okay. But these roller ones need to be painted. And we've got XF85, which I got a feeling is a rubber color, but let's just check. XF85 is, yes, black rubber, which I do have, fortunately. Yeah, black rubber. That's good. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to stop the video here because we're getting close to an hour and 20 minutes or so. And we'll do step 5 in part 2 of the build. Now what I've got to do here is these have to be painted black, but I won't be able to fit them on because this will need to be painted first before they can go on. And then I'll need to check what else I need to fit on here before I paint it. Obviously we're putting this whole section here on the rear where the muffler is that we put together, so that'll be able to go on. These will be able to go on because I can paint those while they're as the same desert color as the rest of the chassis is, or the tank. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll save all that for the next video, but I will take these parts off and get them painted up and put aside. We'll have a look at in the next video. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you're enjoying this build. I am so far. Yeah, it's small, it's fiddly, but it's going together real good. And all the little attachment points make it much easier. All the locating spots make it easy. You can't really make a mistake. So, well, fingers crossed you can't. So, yeah, I'll keep going. So please, thank you for watching. Please, if you've got any comments, put them down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. And all being well, I'll see you in part 2, which I don't know when it'll come out. I'm just doing these randomly in between my main build that I'm doing. But again, hit that notifications tab, subscribe if you're not already, and you'll know exactly when the next one comes out. Alright? Okay, have a good one. Bye for now.